Okay, we're going to get started. Appreciate you coming on. What I want to do today is just kind of cover 3 or 4 key things that you really should have, you really should be doing and should have in your mindset moving forward with LinkedIn in 2016. I think the reality with LinkedIn is last year there was something like 150 million Americans who had profiles on LinkedIn. And that sounds impressive, but I think what's even more impressive is that the averages was somewhere around 115 million of those 150 were using it on a bi-daily basis. So, in layman's terms, people are on it. It's a big crowd of people. And as salesmen, as consultants, as experts, we want to be in the crowd. And we want to let everyone know in that crowd that we're the experts to go to if you have a problem. So, if you haven't been doing it already, I think one of your New Year's resolutions should be, spend a little bit more time keeping an eye on LinkedIn. It doesn't mean there's things you have to do, but you need to kind of keep an eye on it because, think of it like a telephone line. If it's ringing, you better pick it up because if you don't pick it up, you just maybe missed a referral or a lead. That's the way I kind of look at it. So that being said, I kind of came up with a few things I'd like everyone to focus on. And I think that if you can focus on them over the next few months, you'll be in a lot better position than you were in 2015. So that being said, the first thing you should do, maybe this afternoon if you have time, is just go through your profile and focus on 3 key things. And most of you, I probably have tried to help you, but you really should have a good-looking picture. I don't know if mine's good looking, but you need to have some sort of picture. I think we're at the point now where by not having a picture, it looks sloppy. It's like having an office without a front door. So have a picture of yourself. Make sure it looks pretty professional. More importantly, spend a little time on this summary section. I harp on this every time I talk about LinkedIn, but it truly is the game changer. It doesn't have to be, it needs, well, let me rephrase this. It needs to be the key to your profile. That doesn't mean it needs to be long. That doesn't mean it needs to be fancy. But it should tell people who you are, how you can help them, and how they can request your help, right? So it should just give a one-sentence overview on what you specialize in, kind of like a one-sentence overview on what you think makes you different than your competition, and then put your email address or your phone number in here so that if people are reading it and they're ready to contact you, you're giving them the means to contact you. That's very, very important. So I think that's worth 10 minutes of your day, one of these days this week or this weekend. Just come in and check out this summary section. Really go through it. Really try to polish it. The third thing I'd like you guys to focus on is make sure you go down to your skills and endorsements section here. And most of you probably have like 50 endorsements listed. Try to cut it down to 3, maybe like 4 to 6 endorsements. You'll see I only have 4 listed. And the strategy here is if you only have like 3, 4, or 5 of them, it gives you a much better chance of people coming to your profile and clicking on all 3 or 4 of them to endorse you. I don't know if you can see on your screens, but if you really look at these, you can see that I have 99 plus people endorsing me for social media. 99 plus for insurance, 99 plus for website design. If you click on this in a more detailed manner, you can see that I actually have a few hundred people endorsing me. LinkedIn just will max it out at 99 plus. My point, there is traffic coming to your profile, and people do look at this endorsement section. You want it to give off the right impression. You want it to give off that you're the guru, you're the expert. If you have 50 skills listed, it's very likely that the bottom 40 are just not going to get clicked on because people don't have time to sit there and analyze your list and click on them. So it's going to look sloppy, is my point. So try to get this down to 3 to 5. If you click on the little arrow right here, let me see if I can highlight it. If you can click on the little arrow, it's right here. Of course, it doesn't come up when I'm in my highlighter mode. Let's see, right here, it will let you go in and actually edit the skills, and you can certainly chop them down or add them. and that'll clean that up for you. So that's kind of like I would call some house cleaning things. Just kind of set up. Again, I think the one thing most people don't understand who aren't really using LinkedIn, they don't understand how easy it is for other people to find your profile. And that's always something I always kind of find shocking when I'll talk to someone on the phone. They'll say, well, I don't really use LinkedIn and it doesn't matter to me. I'll go on to Google, I'll type in their name and their LinkedIn profile is the first thing that comes up. So even though they may not consider it valuable, the consumer is finding it, and they hope, it's part of your brand, whether you recognize it or not. So in my opinion, you want to keep everything clean. You don't want to have any sloppiness out there because you just don't want it to have a negative impact. So that's kind of the overview on setup. The thing that I've had a tremendous amount of success with personally over the last, probably 3 to 6 months, is LinkedIn came out with a new feature, and I call it like LinkedIn blogging. Okay, so if you go to your LinkedIn profile and you click on the home button in the upper left-hand corner, they kind of give you 2 things you can do to post content, and you'll kind of see it up here. There's kind of a purple little area that says share and update. That's for daily posting. That's good. You can certainly do that each day if you have a little tip for somebody. You want to share an important article that's powerful. Sure, that's where you would go. You'd click on that and do that. But the new feature, and I did talk about this a few weeks ago, they have a new feature called Publish a Post. And what I call this is I call this LinkedIn blogging because it's very similar to what a blog would be. So long story short, you would go in here maybe once a month and write up like a paragraph, something that's your opinion, something that's unique to what you're doing. This is not a place you're going to share an article. This is not a place where you're going to take someone else's idea. This is for you to kind of share your expertise. And if you go to my profile, what you'll see is when you do these posts, they actually get stationed on your profile. And you'll see that I've been doing one maybe every week. And I've kind of tried this thing called the social media tip of the week. And I've gotten an incredible amount of traffic, an incredible amount of people looking at them. And long story short, if you click on it, it'll kind of show you what it looks like. You'll see I added a real simple graphic up at the top, right? Here's a little graphic. And if you scroll down, you'll see that I have, maybe a paragraph or 2 that just kind of goes over some simple steps on LinkedIn, how to improve it. I've incorporated a few YouTube videos that I've created, and of course just put my main contact information. I've also put what are called tags and keywords. So long story short, why would you want to do this? You would want to do this because, one, this will go out to every person you're connected with. And you can see up top here that Gianni, he just set one up. Okay, he just did one for employee dishonesty and fidelity bond required by ERISA. Now, I'm not saying what he did is great or anything, but you can see that I got a little alert in my flag area, and I can now see his little blog that he wrote. He did not use a graphic. I would say he could do it at a little higher level, but my point is that people are seeing this and people are reading this, and that's why we do anything on social media, is because we have a chance or a higher percentage of exposure. So what you want to do probably once a month is come into LinkedIn, click on Publish a Post. Now, if you do this, like I said, I would try to upload a little picture. I would come in here and have maybe a paragraph that you're going to type, and then under it, you'll see you can put keywords. So like, for me, I'm always kind of putting social media, and when you type it, it will give you words to, keywords to select. You can certainly type in, maybe it's more insurance-based. You can select that. Now, why does it have keywords? It has keywords because this thing is going to become highly search engine optimized. So when people are actually searching on Google, your little blog here can show up. So it can get found outside of LinkedIn. And that's great, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen. It personally has happened for me, but what I'm trying to explain is that's one scenario that can help you. I think the real positive, though, is that these things get stationed on your profile. And when people are coming to your profile, they can kind of see some of your ideas and some of your work. And that's very important in this day and age, to kind of show what's going on, why you're different, why you have, you know, what's unique about your operation. And, you know, as you start to look at these things actually have statistical tracking, which you can go in and take a look at, you know, how many people are viewing it, what type of people are viewing it, who's actually responded to it. You know, a lot of nice little built-in features to you know, see what type of results you're getting. So just to kind of summarize, because I try to keep these things quick, but on the flip side, I try to give you some good information. You know, I think step one before you do any type of marketing is, of course, go into your profile and make sure it's set up at a high level. Why do we want to do that? Because if you do any type of marketing on LinkedIn, the first thing people are going to do is they're going to look at your profile. So if your profile is sloppy, you know, expect a big decrease in potential results. So by all means, that is always the top priority. Then the second priority is, I'm suggesting once a month, you know, you come in here and dedicate 10 minutes to going in, clicking on the home button, and clicking on the publish a post button, which again is like a blog, but it's built into LinkedIn. And the reason this is so much better than a blog is because when you publish it, it automatically goes out to all the people you're connected to. So in my opinion, that's what I call instant potential traffic. Whereas a blog, you know, you have to get your hands a little dirtier and drive people to it. So one, it goes out to your connections. Two, it gets put on your profile for future onlookers to see some of your ideas. And three, it gets search engine optimized so that if people are, you know, people are Googling a specific topic that maybe you're an expert in, or a scenario that you're trying to paint a solution to, again, high probability that it gets found. So that's the beauty of it. So try to keep things pretty simple. Now, guys, I do see some questions.